Hello guys and welcome back to another video on my channel. Now today I'm doing my championship predictions for the 2021 championship season. But before I get on with the video guys, can we drop a like on this video? The like target for today's video is 100 likes. Can we smash 100 likes for this video? Comment down below the teams which you think will win promotion this season. Also the teams that will get relegated this season. And also where do you think your team will finish in the championship this season? Let me know in the comment section of this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and guys, if you would like to become a member on my channel, click the link down below. You get exclusive perks if you guys want to become a member on my channel. So let's get on with the video. Now I'm going to do my championship predictions slightly different. Now as there's like 3 to 4 weeks left in the transfer window, like teams can change like so much from now until then. So I don't think it's fair to predict where a team is going to finish by league position. So what I've done is I've gone on to Tier Maker. Now I've found a tier that has 5 different sections: automatic promotion, playoff promotion, mid-table, low mid-table, and relegation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place where I think each team will finish in the championship season using these 5 sections. But anyway, we're going to start off this video with Birmingham. Where do I think Birmingham will finish? Low mid-table. They've got a new manager. However, I just don't think they've got enough quality in that squad to do anything more than finish in the top half of the championship. I feel like they're going to have a solid season. They need to stay away from the relegation places. I do believe they are going to do that, and they need to keep a manager for the season. They don't need to sack a manager. That's Birmingham's problem. They need to keep a manager, and they also need to invest within the squad. Next up, we have Nottingham Forest. I do believe Nottingham Forest will finish in the playoffs this season. Obviously, we know what happened last year when they missed out on the playoffs. But this year, I do believe they will come back stronger. They've kept majority of their squad. They've kept majority of their good players as well. They've got stronger in this transfer window, and I do believe they are going to finish in the playoffs this season. Next up, we have Coventry. I do believe they will stay up this season. I feel like they've had a very good transfer window. Like Forest, they've kept majority of their squad as well. They've got a good manager in Mark Robbins. And yeah, I just don't think they're going to go down. I feel like there's a few teams in a much worse position than Coventry, and I do believe Coventry will stay up this season. Next up, we have Huddersfield. I don't think they're going to have an amazing season. They need to improve from last year. I just can't see that happening. They don't have enough fight within that team. Yes, they've got a new manager, so it'd be interesting to see how well he can do. And they've got a few decent players. But without Grant, I don't know where the goals are going to come from with Huddersfield. So I predict that Huddersfield are going to finish low mid-table. Next up, we have Norwich. I do believe Norwich will finish in the playoffs. If they don't, then they have to sack the manager. That squad is capable of finishing in the playoffs. It's a very strong squad. They haven't lost too many of their key players, and I don't think they will lose too many of them. I know that Jamal Lewis has gone to Newcastle, but they've still got a strong squad. They've got over 15 international players. For a team to have over 15 international players, they have to do well this year. And for me, I do reckon they will finish in the playoffs this season. Next up, we have Rotherham, and I do think they will go down. I don't think they've got enough quality in that squad to keep them up. Rotherham have been winning promotion, getting relegated for the last couple of seasons now, and I feel like it's going to happen again. Next up, we have Sheffield Wednesday. Now, the minus 12 points is massive, and I watched Sheffield Wednesday quite a lot last season. They don't have enough fight in that team. There's no fight, and when you're down there, especially when you've got minus 12, trust me, I've been there before as a Luton fan. You need to have fight within that squad, and I don't think they've got enough of it to keep them up this season. They also need a few strikers. They've only got one striker at the club with Rhodes, who can actually score goals at this level, but Monk doesn't really fancy him as his number one striker. I just don't think they can do it. Minus 12 points is massive, especially in the championship. If they have a good start, they could stay up, but I feel like when things are going to go wrong for them, they're just going to keep going wrong for them, and they're not going to have enough fight to get out of it. in my personal opinion. So I do think Sheffield Wednesday will go down. Next up we have Blackburn. I do think Blackburn will finish in that high mid-table area. If they can keep their main players fit throughout the season, then they could potentially challenge for the playoffs. I feel like with most teams, if your key players are out injured, that's when you start dropping points, and I do think the same will happen again with Blackburn. Next up we have Brentford, and I honestly believe it's Brentford's year this year. We all know they missed out on the playoffs last season to Fulham. They have lost Watkins to Aston Villa. They're very likely going to lose Ben Rama as well, but they've replaced Watkins with Tony. They've still got plenty of quality in that squad to achieve and win promotion. They also play the right style of football, and I honestly believe this year is Brentford's year. First season in a new stadium, I do believe it's going to be their year. Next up we have Derby. I honestly can't see Derby doing anything special this year. They've lost a few key players. However, they got one of the best players in the Championship with Wayne Rooney. I feel like he can control games and win football matches for them. But I just don't see them having a good season. I also believe they will sack their manager this year as well. I just can't see Derby doing anything special this year. Like I said, they've lost a few key players as well. Next up, we have my team, Luton Town. I do believe we will stay up. I know a few people have predicted us to go down. I don't know why. We've got a team that can fight. This is what goes in our favour. Even when we are down there, and we were down there for the majority of the season, we had plenty of fight to get out of it. We've got a strong camp at the moment with our returning manager Nathan Jones back. I feel like if we can use the form from last season, like towards the end, and bring it into the new season, we can have a very good season. Luton's objective is to finish away from those relegation places. I actually do believe my team will finish 16th in the Championship. I do believe we will have a much better season than we did the year before. Next up, we have Preston North End. I do believe Preston will finish in that high mid-table area. I feel like Preston are lacking a striker who can score 20 goals a season. I feel like once they get that, they can then compete for the playoffs. But until then, I don't think they will be able to compete. Yes, they can score goals and it's spreaded throughout the whole squad, but you need that one man who can provide the goals for you, and Preston do not have that. And I also believe as well, Preston are the only Championship team that hasn't made a signing this summer. Next up, we have a team that I hate a lot, Watford. And I'm not going to lie, I do think they will win promotion. They've got a very strong squad, and I will be amazed if they do not win promotion. Their attack is amazing. Andre Gray, who has scored goals at this level. Troy Deeney, Murray, who scored goals at this level. Welbeck. Their attack is so dangerous. They've got a good midfield as well. There's no excuses for Watford not to get promotion this season. But the problem with Watford is they love sacking their manager, and how long is he going to last? Next up, we have Barnsley. The same with Luton, if I'm honest. I feel like they are going to use the form from last season and bring it into the new season. I feel under their current boss, they've found a winning mentality. So I do believe Barnsley will have a much better season than they did the year before. Next up, we have Bristol City. I think they're going to finish in the top half of the Championship. It'd be interesting to see how well they do under their new manager. They've signed a few decent players, but I don't think they've got enough quality to compete in the playoff places. Next up, we have Cardiff. Now, I do believe Cardiff will compete in the playoffs this season. Harris has got them winning games. He's found that winning mentality. They've got a very good squad as well. They have kept majority of their players. So I do believe they are going to finish in those playoff places. Next up, we have Millwall. Also had a very good transfer window, if I'm honest, so far. They've kept majority of their good players as well. I feel like a couple more decent signings, then they could compete in the playoffs. Even with their current squad now, actually, I still believe they can compete for them. But I feel like they're going to fall short at some point, and they will finish outside the playoff places. But like I said, a few more signings, and they could then compete for the playoffs. Next up, we have Reading. Now, I always predict Reading to get relegated, but I feel like this year they're going to stay up. I don't know how they do it, but they do it every single season. They've had a few manager problems at the start. Their fans are not happy with the way their old manager was treated. Everything at the moment with Reading is quite confusing amongst their fan base. So it'd be interesting to see how well they start their season. Next up, we have Wycombe. And yes, I do believe Wycombe Wanderers will get relegated this season in the Championship. I don't know how they got to the Championship with the way they play their football. Now, I've watched Wycombe Wanderers over the years because my team has played them. I've seen us get beat by them, I've seen us draw against them, and I've also seen us beat them. Now, their style of football is just awful. I can't see it working in the Championship. Honestly, do not let Wycombe score the first goal. And I'm telling you guys now, as a fellow Championship fan, do not let Wycombe score the first goal. Otherwise, you are watching a team park the bus throughout the whole game, time wasting from the get-go. You do not want to let Wycombe score first. You need to score the first goal. Otherwise, you're not getting home until very late, because Wycombe love the time waste and they love to play this horrid style of football. Although I'm saying that their style of football is rubbish, it has worked for them. And I don't know how, but it's worked. Their players fight for the manager. That's the one thing that's going in Wycombe's favour. They will fight to the end. And that could help them stay up this season with that fighting mentality. But I just don't think they've got enough quality in that squad to keep them up. Next up we have Stoke. And I feel like Stoke are going to have a better season this year. They've got a very good squad. They shouldn't have finished where they did last year. I feel O'Neill has found a winning mentality within the squad, and I do think they will finish in the playoffs this season. Next up we have Bournemouth. They've lost a few of their key players. I still think they're going to finish in the top 10. However, I feel like they made the wrong appointment with the new boss. I feel like they should have gone in with someone who's got more Championship experience. And it'd be interesting to see, do they replace their key players? Obviously, Wilson has left. There's rumours going about that King will leave as well. So they need to replace their good players, and they've still got 3 to 4 weeks to do that. Next up, we have Middlesbrough. I feel like they're going to finish in the top half. They've got the most experienced manager in the Championship with Warnock. They will have a much better season, in my personal opinion. They've got a good squad as well. I don't think they are going to get into the playoffs. I feel like they're a few players away from doing that, but they still have a very good squad to achieve a top half finish. Next up we have QPR. They lost Eze to Crystal Palace. I feel like they're going to lose a few more players as well, like their good ones. They need to replace their good players, and I don't think they have so far. I feel like not having Eze in the team will impact him so much. That's why I do believe they will finish in the bottom half. I only think QPR finished where they did last season because of Eze. If it weren't for Eze, I don't think they would have finished where they did. Finally, the last team which we are going to predict is Swansea. I do believe Swansea will finish in the bottom half of the Championship table. They had a very good season last year, and I feel like they overachieved with the squad they had. And I feel like this season they're going to go back to reality, and it's going to be a bottom half Championship finish. I don't feel like they'd be 18th, but I feel like they're going to be around 13th, 14th place in the Championship, if I'm honest. So there you have it, guys. That is my Championship predictions. I just want to point out, not all of you guys are going to agree with this. You know, football will be boring if we all had the same opinion. So this is just my opinion of what I've seen from last season and how I've judged your transfer window. Like I've said throughout the video, a couple of transfer signings could change your team's place. So, for example, like I said with Blackburn, if they sign a few more good players, they could compete for the playoffs. Same with Preston, same with Millwall. Even with my team, Luton, if we sign a few players, we could finish in the top half of the Championship. The same with Barnsley. If Sheffield Wednesday sign a few more good players as well, they could climb out of those relegation places. So anything can happen as the transfer window does not shut until October. But guys, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you drop a like on this video. I will make a reaction video when the season does finish on my predictions. So make sure you check that video out when the season has finished. Comment down below, like I've said at the start, which Championship teams do you think will win promotion this year? Let me know which Championship teams also will get relegated to League One. And also let me know, where do you think your team will finish in the Championship this season? Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Don't forget to follow me across all my social media if you haven't done already. And I'll see you guys in the next video.